So talk a little bit about your journey into like credit and understanding credit, fixing credit, like and everything that you're like understanding about credit.
Yeah, absolutely. The credit part is because I became my own guinea pig, right? We was never educated about credit. I mean, tell me if y'all went to school, did y'all take credit 101
Of course not.
in college? Neither of us.
And even the stuff that my parents taught me was only like, shoot, I thought it was half of the game. Right now, it seems like it's only 25% of the game.
That's facts. That's
that.
facts. And the worst part of it, when I started to figure out about credit is when I went to look at my credit report, and then coming to find out my parents had a cable bill in my name, right? So of course he did, because of course they didn't know, they wasn't educated about it. So but they knew enough to like, hey, let's use one of our child's credit because he could get us what we need. But now I had messed up credit, right? Just off the bat. So I had to figure out how to get my credit right by working on my own self. I did it twice because the first time I did it, then of course you get excited to get some credit cards, you blew it off.
Right.
I figured it out, but then I started doing some family members. I was like, oh snap, if I could do this for me, I could help a couple other people out. But everything just kind of happened by word by mouth. People started saying, hey, listen, man, this guy could really help you. And I've been, learning the game, teaching, especially with the bank. I do a lot of financial, literacy classes, educate people about credit, why credit is important. The simplest things that you don't know, but just educating people about it.
I got one real quick. What do you say to the person that is very skeptical on going to somebody to get their credit fixed? It's like, oh, I see these fix your credit here and get a 800 credit score in the next 30 days kind of person. And they're like, nah, that's always a scam. It's always a scam kind of thing. What do you say to that person who's just very skeptical on reaching out for helping and fixing their credit?
All the time, I find that. But first, I have sympathy, understanding like why they would be scared, because I was one of those. Those individuals would be scared. But I asked them questions like, what makes you so skeptical about it? And then I would just use a simple analogy. I said, listen, let's think about this as a mechanic. Can we all agree there's good mechanics and bad mechanics, right?
Yes.
So if you went to get your oil change and it wasn't done right, would that tell you never go get an oil change in your car? They were like, no. But even better, can you change your own oil in your car? You can.
Yeah,
If you think about it, now you could go to YouTube and figure it out. It's just the same thing with credit. You could do it your own self. But why do you go to a professional, right? Because not only that, they will fix the issue, but they will see things that you did not see. They will like, you know what? Your timing belt is actually is wearing out for the next 3,000 miles. Or you might need some new wipers. So when I sit down and do a consultation with my clients, just the first 30 minutes, I'm not even charging them $1, but they find value that they could do on their own. They're like, why are you giving me so much gain? I said, I don't want to do it for you. I want you to do it on your own. But once they see like, yo, you know what you're talking about, just by educating them, they're like, yo.
Automatic close.
Automatic close.
Yeah, and that's what you just did. There's something called kitchen table logic. Like, it's if you're a salesman, like you're gonna close them every time off that. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I just show them the value, why. And I say, listen, you don't have to hire me,
Right.
but I will, because my ultimate goal is to reach out to the community. If you could do it on your own, and best believe it. And sometimes they say, I'll call you back, but I would say 9 out of 10 they always reach back.
People like
Or
to
they
pay
take
for
it.
convenience.
That's it. That's what we pay for. It's convenience. But of course, I would say a lot of clients that I get is they had a bad experience, or they even live skeptical. Everybody's doing it nowadays, which is why I don't promote it as much. It's usually word by mouth because people would trust you when they see it, if they see an ad. Unless you're a top influencer, and of course that's a different situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
If someone has their credit not good or their finances aren't in order, a lot of people would be like, look, it's a wrap for me. It's going to take me 3 to 5 years to get down, to get to where I need to be. Is that a misnomer, or is it something that can be done relatively sooner?
There's options, and there's ways that they can expedite it. It all depends where to pinpoint, right? Going back, I mean, there's other stuff that I offer too as products, to help clients enhance or expedite, better way to say, their situation. I had a client coming to find out his credit was like a 620. But coming to find out, he didn't have any derogatories. He's never been late on any payments. He had a good mix. So he had a mortgage. He had a auto. What was the issue? He maxed out all his credit cards, right? So in most cases, people are like, well, figure it out and do it. But I was able to help him get back in almost less than 30 days, right? Because I was able to provide him trade lines.
yeah.
So I got him
Right, that
exactly enough.
utilization.
Exactly. Because, and there's other options for that too. So with the train lines, we had to make sure his utilization, for my clients, I was aiming for 20%, right? But of course, the rule of thumb is 30.
30. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to make sure his utilization was right where it was at. And immediately once we brought the utilization where it was at, he shot up over 700 points.
So it's something where as soon as the credit looks right and the finances are right, like that next day, it's like go ahead and do
Oh
it.
yeah. There's
So
options.
there's no waiting period for that.
There's banks like that will fund you. I got clients that brand new business, as long as you got the 680 and up, they'll give you at least 50 bands, 50 to 100 bands. So there's money out there, but you got to go to the right people.